Zero preparation, or was it not consistent preparation?
It was not consistent, and then slowly it got to zero.
Okay, very good. And how many mock papers you solved?
So I didn't solve many mock papers. I did one mock paper from the website, Fintelligents website, and two GAP mocks.
And what was the score you were getting?
I wasn't scoring very well at all. It was a little.
Overall, what do you say? You got demotivated by those scores. What happened in that first 1 hour when you started solving?
What happened with me was I solved 12 questions. I was going on a good pace. My system crashed.
Okay.
It just crashed. Again, I solved a few more questions, crashed again.
Hi guys, I hope everybody is doing good. Hi, this is Ganesh Nayak. I help finance professionals and students to excel in their career and become a better version of themselves. And I also help students preparing for competitive exams in finance like CFA, FRM, SCR, CIA. Now, I have with me one of my students who has been able to clear the FRM Level 2 exam in the November 2025 attempt. Her name is Anya, and she has been able to clear this. And she's going to talk about her journey of preparing for the exam, what challenges she faced, how did she managed to clear the exam, and what was the overall journey. So we have with us Anya. Anya, thank you very much for joining in. If you can give us some brief about you, okay, in terms of when did you clear level one and when did you clear level two, and all of those basic details.
Hello everyone, my name is Anya Khanna. I'm a student at Shahid Bhagat Singh College and I'm studying BCom Honors. So I'd given my level 1 in November 2024, and immediately after that I was very excited to prepare for level 2 because I had that high of clearing level 1. So I'd started taking coaching from Ganesh sir in January itself. However, I couldn't stay consistent at the time, so I started properly preparing for level 2 after I had registered for the November 2025 attempt. So
Okay.
my proper preparation started in mid June or starting of July.
So
Yes.
basically from Jan till mid June,
Mhm.
was it zero preparation or was it not consistent preparation?
It was not consistent, and then slowly it got to zero only because the thing is, I was just staying very busy with college at that time. So I made up my mind and I said I'll sit properly after my sem exams are over, and that's what I did. In May, my exams got over, and then I registered for November 2025. I started preparing properly. So, yes, I'd say zero to not consistent.
Okay. And then from June onwards, you thought, okay, let me prepare properly, let me give the exam properly.
Mhm.
So how much
Yes.
time you were dedicating then?
So it wasn't about time mainly. I had like in the beginning, I had devised a plan that I'll do 2 to 3 readings per day. If there are like lighter readings in Operation Risk book, there are a few readings which are very small. So on those days, I could cover even 6 readings in a day. So I was doing as per how many readings to cover rather than how much time to study, and it usually got to 4 or 5 hours a day at that time, and then I slowly tried to increase it.
When we say two, three readings, so we are only talking about watching the video and reading the textbook, not solving, correct?
No, so I used to watch the video lecture first, then I used to like read from the notes that you were teaching from. Then I used to read Schwezer notes and solve Schwezer questions, not any other questions. But
Okay.
those, like, I didn't check the answers and I solved them on my own.
Okay. Did you also solve our question bank later
Yes,
on?
yes.
When was that?
See, what I did was first I covered the syllabus like this,
Mhm.
recording, reading, Schwezer questions. Then I used to read from Schwezer again, and then I used to do the quizzes that you had put. Then I used to note down my score from the quiz. If it's not, I used to see all the answers. You had 2 quizzes or 3 quizzes for every reading. So
Yes.
mostly in the ones that were not good, I used to attempt the second quiz also. And
Hmm.
even in the ones that were good, I attempted the second quizzes, but usually because of time constraint, usually in the ones that I wasn't performing well in.
And what was the flow of preparing in the sense the book order that you followed?
I finished market risk first. I was just like trying to do it consecutively, like a lighter book and then a heavier book. So
Okay.
first I did market risk, then I moved on to operational risk. It's a little wide, and then I moved on to liquidity risk, then credit risk, and current issues. I used to do like few readings बीच में because it was theory, तो वो थोड़ा light लगता था.
And overall, which book created a lot of issues for you in the preparation journey?
Honestly, it wasn't a particular book as such. Market risk I used to like a lot. Somehow I didn't score well in that, and the one I didn't like, I scored well in that. I don't know how that happens with me every time. It happened in part one also. Um, but it was like the few heavy readings of every book, like the last 4 5 readings of liquidity risk, or the last 2 3 readings of operational risk, credit risk, and then market and investment I found like nice only.
So calculation was there a problem because there are few chapters which are having calculation in level 2 also. So for
Hmm.
your preparation, did you face any challenge in those?
See, what happened was not any challenges as such in calculation. Like, I was understanding the concept from the video lectures and I was able to solve the questions. What happened with me was that the questions in the actual GAP mocks and the question that you have in Schwezer practice exams or in even Schwezer, it's a different genre altogether. So that is when I started facing issue in the calculation questions.
And when did you complete your solving of the question bank? I'm talking about the intelligent question banks.
So basically, I'd covered my syllabus early on, and in September, pretty much in September, like I was doing all the quizzes, and I don't think I finished for all the readings, but just a few readings which were not important, or I think that I've covered it very well and I don't need to attempt. So those I was skipping in the beginning, and then towards the end when I had time, I covered those two. So I'd say September to mid October.
Okay, and after that, after mid October, what you were revising the content?
Yes. See, in part one, also for me, I found that it worked better for me if I'm revising the content again and again and again rather than doing that many questions. Like, everyone has their own way of preparing. I just felt the more thorough I got with every reading, the more confident I became with the coursework. So I was revising the content. There's After the Schwezer books, there is a Schwezer practice exams book, Schwezer secret sauce. So I covered
Hmm.
all that. Then you had those
Okay.
important readings and important topics PDFs. So I used to
Yes.
cover the important readings and topics from those.
Okay, very good. And how many mock papers you solved?
So I didn't solve many mock papers. I did one mock paper from the website, Fintelligents website, and two GAP mocks.
And what was the score you were getting?
I wasn't scoring very well at all. It was a little.
Below 40.
First one was above 40. Second one, it was like 1 week before the exam and it was below 40. Then I got on the Telegram group. Everyone was chatting and they were saying second mock was very difficult. People were scoring in
Very
20s
tough.
also.
GAP
So
sample paper is very tough. Yes.
when I saw that, like, professionals who are in the industry who have been working for a time, they are also scoring in 20s, then I got a little calm and I thought I'll just revise
But
properly now, not focus on
but
this.
overall, what do you say? You got demotivated by those scores.
What happened with me was in part one, when I gave the mocks, I studied like if I've studied for a total of 4 5 months in part two, then it was a little lesser only in part one. So because I was underconfident about my prep, I got demotivated by my. The same thing happened with me in part one also. I scored well in the first mock, I didn't score that well in the second mock, and I got very tense. I got very demotivated. But this time like I was confident in my prep, so I did not actually get that demotivated because of the mock score. And then when I saw everyone discussing that it is actually tougher, and after the mock, I tried to like do all the questions which I could not attempt properly. And one of them, it was like there are these questions in GAP actual exams also and mocks also, which it's better you skip only because they take a lot of time. The calculation questions.
Correct,
That
correct.
question, I'm like solving it. I have the formula in front of me, the coursework in front of me, and it's still taking me a lot of time. So those questions, everyone advises you skip only. Yeah,
Basically, you have to be smart in picking up questions.
exactly.
So now, when you went to the actual exam, Okay, what happened in that first 1 hour when you started solving?
What happened with me was I solved 12 questions. I was going on a good pace. My system crashed.
Okay.
It just crashed. So, and the invigilators were actually not roaming around. They were watching us from camera. So I had to go out, and she came and fixed my system. Thankfully, my performance was saved. Again, I solved a few more questions, crashed again. But
Wow.
see, see, the thing is, in part two, there are like 80 questions, 4 hours. Part one, 100 questions, 4 hours. So I feel like time management for me was much easier, and all the questions, like, I was able to solve most of the questions, even if I'm not able to like properly decide on one answer. At least I'm sure about two की इन दोनों में से ही कोई होगा. So even because my system was crashing again and again and again, I was like able to complete it within time, and I did not get tense because when I saw the questions, I actually realized that I can do this. I've got this.
How many times it crashed?
Twice.
And when it got crashed, so your timer was getting stopped.
I wasn't checking the timer again and again, and I just saw उसी question से वापस resume हो रहा था, and it didn't take a lot of time, like hardly 2-3 minutes for ma'am to fix it again. So I'm not sure if my timer was pausing or not.
And how many calculation, how many theory questions were there in level 2 exam for you?
Theory questions, I'd say it's like 70-75% theory and 20-25% calculation questions, more than part one.
When you look at compare it with GARP sample paper, the actual paper was way tougher or way easier. How was the experience?
Similar only, I'd say a tad bit easier for me.
Like you said, time management was not a problem, correct?
Yes, time management this time wasn't a problem.
And did you also found lengthier questions in the actual exam for level 2?
The lengthier questions are mostly the calculation questions only. Theory has not been much of a problem, but not like not many this time. There are more lengthy questions in the mock paper than there are in the actual exam.
Now, when you came out of the actual exam, okay, did you felt that I'm going to pass the exam?
This time I was confident.
And what is the quartile lot that you have got now for level 2?
I've gotten 3 in 2, 1 in 2, and 2 in 2.
So
Like,
first two books were slightly lesser, but your performance in the last four books were better. It basically helped you.
although I was like very well prepared with the first book, so
Hmm.
not
Okay.
sure what
Okay.
happened there.
Now, if I ask you, if somebody comes to you and asks you for any three, four, five tips on how to prepare for FRM level 2, what would that be?
I'd say stay confident. Like, there are many moments during the preparation, during the exam, during the mocks, where it just weighs on you a lot. You get demotivated. But honestly, all that does is waste your time. You waste a couple of days in that process of motivating yourself again. So stay confident and believe in yourself. If you're practicing consistently, if you're solving, reading, studying consistently, then you will see results, and of course be very, very, very thorough with the coursework.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And I mean, this conversation will really help because there are a lot of college students who go for these exams, and uh, generally they prepare on their own or say they get. But what happens now? Even though you're watching video lectures, you're still alone and
Exactly.
you're preparing. So you don't know how other people are performing, what are the challenges that other people are facing. So there's a lot of issues with that also. But you have been able to manage all of that. You've been able to clear the exam properly. I know initially you were not able to focus the initial months, and that got delayed your exam also. But still, that consistent preparation, and you didn't get demotivated with your actual exam, and also the final exam because there were two times systems crash. And I know that a lot of students they panic because of these things. Okay, so you have been able to manage that. I think so. All of this will really motivate a lot of new students who are going to go for the exam or people who are going to have the exam now. So thank you again for taking out time and talking to us.
Thank you so much.